Welcome to Copperhead Road, Homestead. Say welcome.
Welcome.
We try to get a lot of things done here, but sometimes all we do is just eat and lounge around. Isn't that right, Junior? Cookies. Junior's the one laying down. That's our bull. And Cookies is the one eating. But sometimes that's all we do as well. Just lay down and eat. We've been here on this property for about 3 years, and to be honest with you, we are not very good at some things yet. We're just kind of learning as we go. We're making a lot of mistakes, but just like this YouTube channel, mistakes is what you learn from, so just get started and do something. For example, one of our mistakes, one of the things that we probably shouldn't have done, but it was a little bit lazy and wanted to do something and get it done very fast, is putting this post and putting this gate on this tree like this, and the barbed wire. However, it did work, and it does work, and until it stops working and it breaks down, this is what we're going to do. We also have a lot of unfinished projects. 3 years ago, this playhouse was a gift from my mom and dad to my kids and to us, but 3 years later, a little over 3 years later, it still remains unfinished. Why? Because something else came up, and now I think the pieces are kind of scattered around. However, the kids still play on it, and they love it. Right, Maya?
No!
I have 4 kids. We also homeschool them or unschool them. We life school them. I don't know what you want to call it. But we kind of have a child-directed education, let them direct how they want to do things. And since we're at home so much, because we are not involved in a whole lot of other activities besides home and church and maybe a couple other things. Things get destroyed around here pretty quickly. This is our trampoline. Between our kids and our dogs, it hasn't boded well. We also just throw together shelters sometimes whenever it's an emergency. This winter, my father-in-law, who lives on the property with us, threw together this pig shelter for a pig that we call Petunia. She's a Mangalitsa sow. We thought she was bred when we got her, but she never did farrow. So we'll probably have to put the boar named Henry back with her and maybe get some this summer or fall or whenever they knock boots. This is Petunia. She's our Mangalitsa sow. She's a pretty big girl, really. Not as big as a lot of breeds of pigs, but there she is. Kind of got gifted to us, actually. Paid somebody to bring her by, but other than that, she was free, and she's been a lot of fun, even though she's also kind of lazy as well. Can you say hi, Petunia? Can you say hi, girl?
Hello, world! Thanks for watching our YouTube channel!
This is Henry. That's our Mangalitsa boar. Can you say hi, Henry? There's a few other pigs back there. Somebody gifted those to us. Just had to go pick them up. But I've heard that they make great sausage. This muddy, grassy, whatever area behind me was where these pigs were beforehand. I rotationally grazed them. There they are behind me, Henry and some of the others. And it looks like that now. Like that. But back there behind me, next to our neighbors, is what it used to look like. And this is our mulch pile. The utility company, the tree trimmers for the utility company, dropped all of this off. Probably between this and what's in our front yard and all around the farm, I'd say at least 50 loads of it this last year. And whenever they get back in this area again, I'm sure they'll drop it off over here again. We told them they could bring it by anytime. It's really pretty handy to have for a lot of different things. We tried back to Eden gardening. I don't know if we'll keep doing that or not, but it definitely is useful even if you don't use back to Eden gardening. But here it is. This is our north property line. The structures you see do not belong to me, do not belong to Copperhead Road Farms or Homestead, but I've got some trees that I've planted along right here. I don't know if you can see them very well. They're kind of tiny. Planted some arbor vitae, some thuja green giant, some black locust. I've also got some other trees on the way, and I'll tell you more about those when they get here. Also behind me is a row of gummy berries and pecan trees and some other things that I planted. And this is actually Solomon. Can you say hi, Solomon?
Hi!
This is my third born child. I've got two other boys besides him and a girl, but I'll introduce you to them at another time. We are not off grid. We have electric, we have propane gas, we have internet. Let's see, do we have anything else? I guess with our internet, it's through the telephone company, so we have internet and telephone, and we have our cell phones. However, we are striving and want to, at some point, to be off-grid. We would like to have solar panels. We'd like to use electricity. And we do hang up our clothes when we can. And we want to heat with wood eventually as well. But we're just starting on this journey. We're trying to take it slow and enjoy our children and enjoy our farm and enjoy this time because you'll never get it back. And we hang up our clothes. This is a brown turkey fig behind me. Wintertime really is not the best time to start a YouTube channel because there's nothing green and nothing nice. There's also, I think, some comfrey planted beside that, some currants over there. Here is an apple tree. There's a big oak tree, I believe that is behind me. There's Maya again. And there's a lot of other trees back there. That's the cow pasture back there behind us. Our property goes quite a bit that way. But we'll definitely be showing you all of this in the spring whenever it's nice and beautiful and lush and green. Like I said, we're not completely off-grid, and I don't think we ever will be completely off-grid because we're going to use utilities and things like that, especially for our internet. But this is our well house. We dug a well when we first got here. We were going to be on municipal utilities. It's city water, whatever you want to call it. But this was just as fast, and I think the way our kids use water, because they love playing in the water, then we've actually saved all sorts of money already by being with a well. And I think we dug it to about 180, 187 feet, something like that. I could tell you exactly what it is in another video, but it's around that amount. Whenever I watch YouTube videos and people are digging wells, I always want to know about how far it is that they had to dig, and we had to dig about 180 feet, I believe it is. Underneath that green bucket there is a electric fence charger. You might hear it clicking in the background. Do you hear that? I can hear it. Anyway, it's a 200-mile charger, I believe, and it charges just about all of our fence on our property here. We have a whole lot of work to do on this farm. We got a gravel pit back there. It's actually in, you want to say hi? Okay, there's. We actually have a gravel pit back there in the cow pasture, and we've got a little, backhoe, a little front end loader and whatnot, and Dad's got a bigger backhoe, but it's not functional right now. But if you look at this road, you can see all the puddles and whatnot in it. It definitely needs a lot of work when you drive down it. It is unpleasant, but we're going to get that fixed one of these days. We share this property with my mom and dad, Nana and Papa, henceforth forevermore. That's what we call them here on the farm, so there's no confusion with the kids. They keep a lot of the fowl up here. We had some problems up near our place. We're on the north end of the property near some neighbors, and the fowl got on some of theirs property, and don't want to do that, don't want to disturb them or upset them. So they keep the peafowl back here. I wanted to play Name the Species. This, of course, is humanoid, Homo sapiens. This is my oldest boy, Benjamin. Say hi, Ben. Hi. And we also have geese back there. You hear them, perhaps. They're not mean. They're friendly. There's a canine. That's those are two giant schnauzers. Nan and Papa have one, and so do we. There's Abraham. There's a Muscovy duck back there. I don't know if you can see them. There's Great Pyrenees. That, of course, is the same species, canine, as the other ones, but it's a different breed. We've got Rouen ducks. You can breed Muscovies and Rouens together, but they create a moulard or something like that. That's sterile. It's kind of like a horse, and a donkey makes a mule. We also have geese. I already said that. African geese and Chinese geese. And we have a turkey back here. Only have one of those. We have chickens. 24 turkeys?
No. We had 24 eggs.
Yeah, only one.
Only two hatched, and only one made it.
Benjamin knows more about what goes on up here than I do. It really helps sometimes to homestead with someone. It kind of helps with expenses, and we can do a whole lot more. We also have goats back here, and I'll take you over there and let you see those in just a minute as well. Here's some of those geese I was talking about. The dark colored ones are African geese, and the light colored ones are Chinese geese. We own this field behind us. We have about 72, 73 acres here. We only use probably about, I don't know, 30 of it up here in the front, and that's including the woods and whatnot, because this is just too much for us to manage. This is Toby right here. That's our dog, mine and my wife's and our 4 kids.
A giant schnauzer.
And then we also have Marie. That's the other one. You can tell by the length of their nubs. Toby has a long nub, and Marie has a short nub. And then back here behind us is the milking station, and the little tractor has got a little bush hog on it. And we've got a bigger tractor over there with a front end loader and a backhoe on it. And the goats are back here behind me. I'll show you some of that. Here's some of our goats. There's Lamancha and Saanen and Nubian. I forget exactly what kind. You know what kind of breeds of goats we have there, Ben? There's 2, 3, but this is the milking station right here, so they don't have to milk in the rain. Papa used to have to milk in the rain. I don't really do much with the goats either. The Nana and Papa do most of it. All of the goats are milk goats, I believe. But anyway, it goes on this way, right past that hole. That used to be our neighbor's farm. We have about 72 or 73 acres here, but that came up for sale, and the best way to control the property next to you, make sure you have good neighbors, is to buy it. So we recently bought that 80 acres, and I think we're going to sell right along the roadside frontage about 10 or 12 or 13 acres of it, maybe help us pay that off just a bit faster. But before that, we were debt free, and we bought this in order to have it, but we did that again with my mom and dad. So we're paying half, my wife and I, and my parents are paying half, and I'll introduce you to them a little bit later. They're part of this homestead as well. Anyway, so that's ours as well now, and we're probably not going to do anything with that anytime real soon. There's probably about, I don't know, about half of that 80 acres is tillable, and we rent it out because we can't really do much. We can't manage all 130, 150 acres right now. So we're gonna let somebody else take care of part of that temporarily until we get all of this under control, and then maybe we'll expand eventually. Like I said, we've got a lot of things going on over here on the Copperhead Road Homestead. Hope you'll drop by again and see what's going on. Hopefully we'll have some videos. I've got a few ideas of what I want to do in the future. I want to talk to you a bit about some of our trees that we have planted and some of the things that we've got going on there, and our perennials that we have planted. When we start our garden, I'll show you a bit about what we're doing there and some of the things we've done in the past. Show you a little bit more about some of our animals and what we do with them and what the plan is with them. Show you a bit about the family and you know, the feed that we give them and some things like that. But I hope you drop by again. Make sure you say hello to Abraham when you do that. That's Abraham in the background. Abraham, you want to say hi? Abraham, want to say hi? That's our youngest. Anyway, drop by again sometime. Thanks. One more thing, I'm very interested in hearing about what you have to say and ideas for videos for our homestead, directions to go, comments about this video, questions that might help me with where to go in the future. I know this is my first video. You don't know me very well yet. I'm hoping you get to hear our story, and maybe you can learn something from us, and we can learn something from you through the comments. So please comment below if you are willing to, subscribe and hit that bell notification, all that jazz that everybody else asks you to do, and then tell your friends about it. If you'll share it as well, that would be a wonderful thing, so that we can get more content out there for you. Thanks.